Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. And if you do want to come on a tour of homes or meet us at Starbucks, you've got the option just over on that side. We've got a list today of 15 homes, and we'll get right to the first one, which is 1491 Maple, number 108, and 239.9 is the price. It is a one-bedroom plus a den. It's called a Cabot model. It's between 700 and 800 square feet. I'll show you something here. I mean, it's just such a clear indication that there's no more space in this one. Look at that baby crib plus as much storage as they could possibly fit into this space. So I think it's time to get out of this condo into a bigger house. It is on the first floor. I've seen first floors, same model, sell for a little bit less. Might be a touch high, but it could potentially work out for them. I'm sort of 50-50 on that price. So Hamilton is $359,888, and it's an Amesbury or Brennan model, 1130 square feet. Very well laid out for the size that you have, and it looks like they've got some upgraded floors. Could be some blue carpet on the stairs, and it is a bit of an older home, so you start to see a little bit of the age there. If you look in the kitchen, you can just see a little bit of datedness in something like this, but the finished basement is still a positive thing. For the same money, you look and you go, boy, oh boy, these guys on Short Read have they dropped their price by 10 grand, and they have, I think, one of the best deals out there. Now, there's a good chance it's going to sell for more than asking. I think at this price, it's probably going to get competitive. But same model, so you've got some hardwood floors, hardwood stairs. You can just see it looks a little bit newer than the previous one. And yeah, in here you've got finished basement, and then you also have green space behind. Now, all in all, a very, very good package here at $359. We've got the same model here on Van Fleet at $374,800. And so what you have here is you're getting a much newer home by the escarpment. You're getting more upgrades, more dark hardwood floors. You're getting a kitchen with an island. You're getting the backsplash. Really, really nice home here. Well decorated. The finished basement here is a touch above the one over on Short Read, and there's also a full bathroom in this one here too. So you've got irrigation system. It's a different kind of value than the other one that we saw, but like I said, I don't think that that Short Read is going to sell for that price. I think it'll sell for a little bit more, especially given what's sold recently. I mean, that price is really, really low. This one on Van Fleet is much more in line. So Edwards is at $389,800, and again, a very good value home. This is one of our properties, and so it's 1580 square feet with a huge pie-shaped lot, and it's 3 bedrooms. There's laundry upstairs. You've got some crown molding. It's been freshly painted. There's new carpet in here, and you could upgrade the kitchen a little bit. Like I said yesterday, if you give me a little bit of money, you can change the cabinets, you can change the appliances, and it can have a huge effect. Most of the time, you've got a very cramped bathroom with a walk-in shower plus a tub, but this one just has the shower there, and then you've got the other rooms, which are good size. So there's your backyard. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Nice quiet street so the kids can play hockey outside. And at $389,800, that's a pretty substantial price drop, and it should get action pretty quick. Sherwood is $397,900. A relatively small semi-detached. You basically just have your main room. So you've got your eat-in, you've got your kitchen, plus just one room. And yeah, I don't know if it blows me away. I mean, the shots there, I'd like to see some shots of the finished basement. And it only has one full bathroom upstairs. So at $397,000, it's a little bit high. Seller's path is $459,000. These models can be very difficult to sell. There's a dude just sitting by the front door for some reason, but these are tough because the townhouse versions sell for a lot less. These are bigger, but you don't have a backyard. How much is someone willing to spend if they don't get a backyard? There's basically a deck on top of the double garage in the back. It's a laneway access to the garage. I don't know if the pictures really do this one justice. I mean, you've got a pretty nice floor plan on this one. This might be the model that has the main floor room with a little bit of an office sort of setup, or you could even have an older relative. It's hard to tell just from the photos, but anyways, that's the layout could be a good thing for some people. If you do have the ability to keep a relative on the main floor, it's nice because there's no stairs. If they don't have to, they could have a little kitchenette, little bathroom, and a main area, and then you could just access the home right from the garage. Kendall is 544.9. It's a Windsong model, I think 1935 square feet. There are some elevations that I think peak up around 2,000. There's a lot of competition right now. If you look at some of the Quincy corners, some of the other stuff, different models, different builders, there is a bit of a premium put on for being a Heathwood home. But this size category, and being a 3-bedroom, we see a lot of intense competition, even right around the 500 mark. So the interesting thing about this home, if you went inside, you wouldn't feel like it's cluttered, but the photos look cluttered. So what I say to people sometimes is, just when you think you've hit the point, go another 25%, because taking, for example, this out, taking some of the stuff off the mantle here, some of the things underneath here, it sounds like very small things, but it has a huge effect on the impression, especially online. And we talk about the fact that your first showing is usually online before someone goes to see it, so you got to sell them there. And so Clover Park's the next one at 584.9. Double car garage, 53 by 100 foot lot. So that would be the one thing on this one that I'm just not sure how the market would respond to, is the fact that it's 100 feet. You go over to Robertson, Anderson, some of those streets, and you're talking about usually a little deeper lots. You've got some crown moldings here. You've got some pot lights. They've done a great job in here. I mean, that kitchen is very impressive. This is an old Milton home that looks like a new Milton home. There are still new Milton homes, and I'll give you a good example of that in just a second, that have 50 by 100 foot lots. So 584.9, I think it's competitive. I think it's pretty close to the one recently on Maxted, who sold for more than asking for right around the same price. So very good stuff. Pettit Trail, 649. I think it's got a nice first impression. The interlock, the landscaping. I mean, I had a good first impression when I saw it, and then it kind of goes down from there. Blurry pictures, cluttered shoes by the front door, things that are so easy to just not do. We have a thing called a rule of 3 on our team, where when we're with clients, typically we're saying in a bathroom, no more than 1 thing or 2 things at the most on your counter, and on kitchen counters, usually no more than 3 things. I don't know how much effort it would have been to just move those chairs on the right-hand side, this case on the left. I mean, that looks like the chair's just hanging in the middle of nowhere. Great landscaping. I think as this stuff grows, it's really going to continue to look very impressive. But yeah, I don't get it. Like, even stuff like this 1-bedroom, like it's not a 1-bedroom. It's obviously more than that. Coulterway, this one here at 649.9. It's about 2,500 square feet. It's an excellent floor plan. One of my personal favorites. It's a Mattamy, a Huxley. If you look up Huxley on Google, you can probably find the floor plan. You've got some privacy behind. You've got a beautiful backyard. But at some point, you have to sit there and go, you know what? I would like to see the inside of the house. I'd like to see the kitchen, the master bedroom, the ensuite. There's apparently a finished basement in this one too, and so that's something that definitely is on paper. This one looks really, really good. We've got one on Main Street here, 669, and it's got like 5 separate entrances. It's an amalgamation of different residential, commercial uses, which can come in very handy. Believe me, going to Campbellville, do this as a test. Try and find a place to get a sandwich. These guys need to open up a sandwich place in here. It's just a very different, unique, and interesting property. And for the amount of size in this one, I actually think it's a good deal. It's $669. It's just finding the right buyer for the way this one's set up, and it's got a nice appeal from the street. You can definitely tell that it's got that sort of like small town look to it. Winter Crescent, 679. It's about 2,900 square feet, and they've got the upgraded elevation. Inside the home, I don't know what kind of counter that is. It almost looks like it has a little brown edge on it. paper towels, some stuff on the counter, that stuff can all be taken out very, very easily. Again, amateur pictures. It's one of those things that getting the pros in, a couple $100, I can't believe agents think they should take their own photos. Is that really the best way to showcase that room? I don't think so. I think most of the viewers of the show would agree. And there's a finished basement here too. Exterior pot lights, and it's a great street. Winter Crescent is definitely a prestige street. One of the things you'll find is there are some people that will actually park on Winter and then offload the kids to Hawthorne Village Public School. So you get a little bit of traffic in the morning and at night because there's a little walkway that leads right to the field at Hawthorne Village. I don't know about that one though. I mean, I can kind of see the value on paper, but I don't know if they're going to get that price. Cusick is $709. It's a 3,000 square foot home, and we talked about the one on Clover Park with a 50 by 100 foot lot, or 53 by 100. This is 50, almost 51 by 98. So this is New Milton, but you're getting actually a very respectable sized lot. The Mattamy 50-foot lots, they gave them an extra 20 feet in the back. So I've seen people put pools in them, and you've got a nice double door entry. These are the pro photos. You think about the difference that these photos with a little bit of staging would have had on a home like Pettit. It's monumental, the shift that can happen from having good photography. So you've got some upgraded counters here. 3,000 square feet with stucco. There's not really a lot in here in terms of extra stuff. I don't see any. There is a rec room apparently in the basement, so that's not something they took a photo of, but that could make a difference. But really, nice 3,000 square foot homes are not usually going for 700 these days. They're more in the sort of mid sixes. Martin Street is $839, and this one just came back. The reason I profiled this has been on the market a long time. I think it's a fascinating property. It's got a couple little rough edges. The third floor probably needs a little bit updating, but I'll tell you what, there's 3 properties in town that back onto Mill Pond, and this is one of them. So for that alone, I can't believe somebody hasn't scooped this up. Even if they turn it into a commercial building or whatever, there's so much value in this one. There's some beautiful parts. The owners have put a ton of money into this. Imagine waking up and seeing that in your backyard. There's your little iconic gazebo kind of thing that most people take pictures of when they talk about the town of Milton. Being this close to that, I think, is exceptional. Kitchen's been upgraded. You've got built-ins in the master. You could even, this originally, if you know the history of this home, was a triplex. So you could even convert the top floor to a little apartment if you want some extra income. Again, you could probably run some businesses out of it. It's got just amazing potential here, but the deal fell apart. So it's back on the market, and I just wanted to showcase it because I'm a big believer in the awesomeness of this home and even the potential. If somebody took this to the next level, this would be one of the best homes in the entire town. So that's the list for today, and I thought it was a great list. I'd be curious to hear what you think, so reach out to us and definitely let us know if you have any questions or if you need our help. So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.